Hello, my lovelies. I hope you're all doing so well on this wonderful Sunday. I wanted to come on here and kind of shed some light on what we've been experiencing as a collective so far. And don't mind me, I'm still stuffed up. This head cold has just been persistent. I still can't breathe. So if you hear me coughing, just don't mind me. So I wanted to come on here because usually what I personally experience and go through is reflective of what's going on in the collective. And interestingly enough, I've found myself in kind of deep state of crisis over the past few days. And I've really felt this energy where I've been experiencing kind of being pulled apart from the inside out. And as always, when you're going through really difficult, challenging times, it's really about tapping into your inner observer. And this can be very difficult to do because we can easily get swept away by what our human self is experiencing. And sometimes it's part of our path. It's part of our evolution. We need to get swept away by what our human self is experiencing. But sometimes when we're in a deep state of crisis and distress, what our human self is experiencing can be exceptionally overwhelming. And for me personally, luckily, I've somehow managed to do enough inner work that I'm expanded enough that I can hold and witness both. And it can kind of cause a bit of, how can I say this? Kind of a feeling of psychosis a little bit if you're not experienced in kind of witnessing two timelines. Because for me personally, this timeline became quite evident yesterday and the day before. I went out for a walk and I could see on one timeline my human self freaking out, being in distress and crisis, but at the same time experiencing deep peace and calm and inner knowing that everything's going to be okay. So what I'm getting based on having experienced these kind of two timelines kind of separate themselves essentially is that as a collective, we're coming to a point where we're going to have to make a big decision. We're going to have to make a choice, and this choice is going to be determinant for the rest of our lives moving forward. We do have eclipse season that's coming. We're going to have a solar eclipse in Libra on October 14th. So I definitely feel that the energy has just been feeling accelerated up until we make that decision. And that decision is going to be different for each and every one of us. This decision could be to stay or leave a relationship, stay or leave a job, stay or leave a household. Whatever this decision is, it's going to be significant. And just based on what I've personally been experiencing, till you commit and make that decision, there's going to be a lot of turmoil and inner unrest. And we experience turmoil and unrest because we're not in complete alignment with what we're supposed to be doing. So the energy comes through to kind of cause chaos and disruption in our lives till we get on the right path again. And it's understanding that there's nothing wrong with that. This is part of life. You know, sometimes you're on the wrong path and sometimes you're on the right path, and it's part of your journey. Sometimes you need to take a detour and things like that. Sometimes it might just take you a little longer to get somewhere versus somebody else, and that's okay. As much as we like to think that there might be wrong paths, it's all been preset by your soul based on what it needs to experience to know itself. So if you're going through a specific hard time right now, you're going through challenges, know that it's to shape you for the next steps that are going to be laid out before you. Because as I've mentioned, eclipse seasons are fated events. It's the universe coming through to give you that extra push and that extra shove to just really get into alignment and start doing what it is you're supposed to be doing. So if things have been feeling quite chaotic and disruptive for you, know that these are big energies coming to the surface to be cleared out and released. And the clarity you need is going to come through for a lot of us during eclipse season. You're going to get an aha moment that's just going to really solidify what it is you should be doing with your life. So if things have been feeling cloudy, you've been feeling kind of all over the place, maybe you've also been experiencing some form of crisis or distress over this past week, know that this energy is going to be clearing out. All right, so that's all I'm getting on my end. I did want to draw cards for us to see what the cards have to say in terms of what's going on in the collective. So let's find out. Okay, interesting. So we have the Ten of Swords that came out, and it came out in reverse. So, yeah, definitely big burden is going to be cleared out. And it's funny because this is the energy I've been feeling like so hard this week. So with like the Ten of Swords, is just like, look at this woman. You know, she has a bunch of swords in her back and she can't keep living that way. So whatever these responsibilities are, these obligations, these self-limiting beliefs, right? Because swords represents mental energy. So what I'm really feeling as the collective is that a lot of us are causing ourselves this mental torment with limiting beliefs, with self-sabotaging tendencies. And the universe is coming through to say that like this cycle is ending with the fact that this card was reversed. To me, that symbolizes that we're moving out of this energy. And I keep seeing the number 14. As I said, we have the solar eclipse on the 14th of October. So you're really going to get the relief and the respite from this energy starting on that day. Let's see. What else we got, Spirit? Yeah, no, I feel that energy so hard. Ten of Swords, like definitely the energy I've been through. Okay, interesting. Yeah. So now we have the King of Swords coming out. So all this kind of mental kind of baggage and heaviness is going to pave the way for this to come through. King of Swords energy. So again, we're in that mental airy energy. And it's interesting because we have a new moon in Libra, which is an air sign. So there's definitely going to kind of be a huge mental reset for the collective. So if things have been feeling extremely difficult and heavy for you mentally, hang in there. Wait till the 14th. Things should smoothen out and get better. And I'm definitely seeing opportunities come through for the collective, like writing opportunities, speaking opportunities. Maybe some of you are going to start publishing more content and stuff like that. Maybe starting a blog, writing a book, publishing a book. Doing it after the 14th is going to be very powerful. You're going to kind of have the added energy of the solar eclipse backing whatever it is you're writing or speaking about, which is really interesting. All right, let's see what else. What else we got for the collective, Spirit? Oh, okay. So we have the Five of Cups coming out, and then we have the Six of Cups. So, just based on both of these energies, I kind of want to put them like that. We're going to be shifting out of this energy. Like, look at this lady. She kind of just looks upset and like in distress. So, big mental distress, big emotional distress at this time for the collective. And we're going to be shifting out of those energies, which I'm grateful for. Because as I said, we have the Five of Cups that came out first, followed by the Six of Cups. And the Six of Cups is joy, happiness, emotional kind of fulfillment and satisfaction. So again, we're going to be shifting out of this emotional kind of turmoil and basic hell, because I definitely feel that some of us in the collective have been going through a cycle of what feels like hell over the past week or so. So if this is you and this resonates, again, hang in there. Take things one day at a time. Things are going to shift. they are going to get better. I know it might not feel like that. Trust me, I've been navigating that also this past week of struggling to hold on to my faith that things are indeed going to get better. And the only thing you can do when you feel that you are surrounded and stuck in darkness is take it one day at a time. Don't focus on the next day or the day after that or a month from now or a year from now. Right? Because we can get caught up in future thinking, and this is where a lot of anxiety gets triggered. And if you're already having a hard time, triggering more anxiety by hyper-focusing on the future is not going to help. So it's about bringing your focus back to the present and realizing that even if you're potentially unhappy with your current life circumstances, turn inwards. Start to develop spiritual practices if you haven't already. Because as I've talked about a lot, as someone who has struggled with mental health issues and who still does here and there, it is my spiritual practices that I turn to every time. This is meditation. It's prayer. It's going for walks. It's also showing myself a lot of love and nurturance and compassion, especially when I don't feel I deserve it. In the times of high distress and high crisis, this is when you need to lean into your spirituality even more. And I know that it can be extremely difficult to do so, especially if you get stuck in a mental loop where you feel that nothing matters. There's no point. You might feel as though you don't matter, that there's no point to your existence or you even being here. And know that as these thoughts kind of come up, you're transmuting darkness on behalf of the collective. Because I firmly believe that a lot of us struggle to find who we are because we're not seeing it reflected back in today's spiritual community. I've talked a lot about this, and I will keep speaking about this. There tends to be a hyper focus on the light and love aspect of spirituality. And those aspects are important, but they become extremely problematic when they are used to bypass pain, when they are used to silence people that are struggling and that have issues and that are facing challenges. And I've experienced this time and time again as someone who has innately kind of struggled with her inner darkness and had to come to terms with it. I didn't see myself in those love and light communities. And then I internalized feeling, well, then there must be something wrong with me because I'm not like them. I don't fit in there. But it's an understanding that, yes, we're all one. We're all reflections of the same thing, but we have all come here with a different and unique purpose to fulfill. Some of us are meant to work with the higher realms, the angelic beings, unicorns, and that kind of stuff, and that's beautiful. But it's also understanding that we cannot discredit the brothers and sisters that are called to the shadows, that are called to the darkness, because these souls are going to have a harder path. Darkness is going to follow them because they're meant to turn on their inner light and illuminate said darkness. And it's an understanding that the spiritual community doesn't often talk about this role. We often talk about love and light, but we don't talk about those here to illuminate the darkness on behalf of the collective. And how, in order to illuminate the darkness, it means you need to be in the darkness. You need to be knee-deep in shadow work, shadow integration as well. And knowing that this work is sacred. It's worthy. It's valuable. So if this resonates with you and you're like, Leah, yes, I'm more of a shadow worker or a darkness spiritual person, know that your pathway is valid. But understand that, yes, it's going to be wrought with more difficulty, because chances are you are meant to help people that struggle with their own inner demons and darkness. I wouldn't be surprised that you feel drawn to helping people with either addiction or mental health issues or chronic pain, anything you have personally struggled with. I feel that part of your calling and part of your mission is going to be to help those specific people. Because that's the thing, when we become a leader and we're here to help alleviate people's suffering, it's our path and what we've experienced that determines who we're here to serve and help. So if you have personally struggled with addiction, mental health, and things like that, chances are that's exactly the clientele you are meant to help. It's the clientele you are meant to serve, because you have experienced firsthand what they have gone through. And it's an understanding that your soul is wise enough and powerful enough that it handpicked the exact experiences that you personally need to fulfill your mission and your purpose. And it's an understanding that these experiences are going to be difficult. They are going to be challenging. They are going to test you. And that does not mean that you're on the wrong path or that you're out of alignment. It just means that that is your path and you are walking it. So, if you've been having a hard week, like me, give yourself a break. Get off your own back. You don't need this energy anymore. Work to release it. Maybe do a releasing ritual if that feels good to you. By releasing ritual, you can just write down anything and everything that you want to release. Then you can burn it. Take a salt bath or salt shower and really just cleanse your auric field to just really shift your energy and clear out anything that's no longer serving you. So, I want to know do I want to draw cards? I think I want to kind of end on blessings coming for the collective, because as I said, if what I've currently been experiencing is reflective of what's been going on, I think we need some blessings to come our way. So let's see what blessings are around the corner for the collective as we move through these dense energies. Let's see. Aww, I love this. We have Earth Spirit stability coming through as our first blessing. So if things have been feeling particularly unstable, chaotic, destructive, all around fucked up, more stability is coming through. And yes, again, 14 keeps coming through. So after the new moon solar eclipse, for sure, is when this stability is going to be entering into your life. You might also encounter a significant earth sign also that's going to kind of really help to provide that stability for you. Let's see what else we got. Ooh, we have Spirit Guardian of Spring activation. Yeah, so I see this card as symbolizing mystery blessings that are just going to come. So I'm seeing this card symbolizing that, like, you're going to have like a main blessing come through, and then that blessing, whatever that is just going to keep pouring out even more blessings, which I think we really need at this point in time. And for some of you guys, a romantic lover is going to be coming through during eclipse season. So if you're single and you've been looking for love has a way it's going to come for a lot of you during eclipse season. For those of you in a relationship, you're going to be entering into a new romantic cycle with your partner. So if there's been things that have been feeling particularly difficult, it's going to be clearing out and things are going to get better, especially if your issues have to do with communication. Let's see if we can get one more message before I close up this live. Aww. We have Mystique Meadow Sanctuary. Yeah. I definitely feel that this is the energy that the collective has been looking for, is a feeling of sanctuary, a place of safety, and a place where you can just come exactly as you are, you know. Don't want to keep going on about love and light and shit like that, but there's just trend where like people don't want to be seen as negative. So they hold back actually expressing how they feel about something, and that's not okay. Your truth is your truth, regardless of what it is. If you're having a shitty day at work, you're having a shitty day at work. That doesn't make you a negative person. It just makes you a real person with real feelings. So don't be afraid to create that sense of sanctuary for yourself. Support yourself, love yourself. And I love that this card has come out because I know I used to host ceremonies and events and things like that, and I kind of stopped for a while, but I've been kind of getting this inkling that the collective needs a space where they can just come and be supported and be seen. So with that being said, I am probably going to be holding a new moon in Libra ceremony. I'm aiming to probably do it on the 14th, so this coming Saturday. It's going to be via Zoom, is my intention. So if you're interested in that, look out for the details on my page, and hopefully I will see you there. So I'm sending you so much love, so many blessings. Hang in there and take it one day at a time. I love you so much.